And I will always love you.
So what fights would you like to see made?
Well, I'm going to say a fight that I know that you're going to be like, too. But I'm going to say it anyway. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to level with you guys. Why? I want to see Canelo-Alvarez against Gennady Golovkin again. And here's why. I'm going to level with you as boxing fans. And with you, Gennady Golovkin, who I know is an avid show watcher. And that you love this show. Like any, renowned professional prize fighter would. Gennady, look, man. I don't think you clearly defeated Canelo Alvarez in the first fight.
No.
It was a draw for a reason, and that's because you got outboxed through the first half of the fight, and then you came back, and you ran out of time. And Canelo did well enough in the last, 3 rounds where, hell, that was a draw or a close win for either fighter. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. I don't care how well Gennady Golovkin's media people and team pump him up to the various there's just various narratives in boxing, and so like we are all conditioned to be pro Gennady Golovkin, and I like that. I love Gennady Golovkin. Like I love watching him fight. I love watching him interview. I think he's a great fighter, but you didn't clearly defeat Canelo Alvarez. Okay, Alvarez fought a hell of a fight, and I feel like he's kind of, like, I know he just went through the hair follicle VADA testing thing. Fine. Whatever. I don't want to talk about that. But let's talk about what happened in the last fight was that maybe Canelo beat you. And so I want to see, can you beat Canelo Alvarez? Because I'm not sure you can, because nothing in your last fight against Vanes Martirosyan tells me anything other than you beat up some guy who you shouldn't have been fighting.
Yeah.
Right? And I get why you took the fight. You got the money. It was a big hit on HBO. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for boxing fans. Even happy for Vanes Martirosyan. He got a payday. Way to go. But there's nothing that you've done over the last 3 legitimate fights that you've had. One against Canelo Alvarez and then against Danny Jacobs too, and even against some other guys who I don't remember who the fight was. There's nothing you've done over their last 2 or 3 fights that tell me that you're anywhere but kind of, you're not getting better. And it's not because you're not a good fighter, it's because you're aged like any human being. And Canelo Alvarez, I think, is still getting better, because every time I see him, he looks a little better. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, can you beat Canelo Alvarez? I want to see that fight, and I think it's one of the most intriguing fights in boxing, as long as Canelo Alvarez gets a fair shake from judges. And here's what I mean by that. I don't know if he can get a fair shake with the judges, right? Because the last time I remember there being a controversial draw, where they had a rematch so soon after, was when, and you're not going to remember this fight, but it was when Evander Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis the first time. First of all, I don't think this is nearly the same thing. In that fight, Lennox Lewis clearly beat Evander Holyfield, and the judges the first fight had a draw. Mm-hmm. But in the second fight, it was a lot more competitive fight, and you can watch it, and I think that Sports Illustrated, even back then, and some other people, and I've seen it, like you could say Evander won the second fight, but the cards were so wide for Lennox, like it wasn't even close on the cards. And I think it was like in response to the first fight. So I'm afraid that this faux outrage that people have created over the first.
Are you saying that you think Holyfield won in some of the fights that they gave to Lennox Lewis?
I'm saying that in the second Lennox Lewis fight, I think Holyfield either won the fight or that one could have been a draw. But instead he lost like a unanimous decision. Because the judges in the second fight were aware of what happened in the first fight. And this outrage over Lennox Lewis should have won the first fight, but instead it was a draw.
You think they skewed it?
Yeah, I don't think they meant to. I think it's just natural. Like judges keep up with what's going on in the boxing world. So it's not like they're just in a vacuum and you break them out of the vacuum.
Well, they're also present at fights,
yeah.
So you're affected by the crowd around you.
Right. You're affected by the media narrative.
You know what I would like to know about?
What?
I would like to know about the training for judges. So I would like to know what they're taught, what's emphasized. Like, are you trained to know that you're going to be present at a fight and that your job is to ignore everything that's happening around you outside of the ring?
Yeah.
I'm just curious about that. Or, I mean, is there some kind of, like, I literally know nothing. Is there
Right.
some kind of schooling or, because I would have, like NFL referees have to go through a thing. And we
Yeah.
know they watch tape and go over what they do, but I feel like I don't know anything about boxing.
They also get shredded like at hockey league. Just like. So, I mean, if there's virtually no training and it pays well, might I volunteer ourselves to be? I don't care. I'll just judge fights. And if people hate me, it's cool because I don't got that money, yo. Dollar bills. I'll be like
Okay.
Floyd. I won't be like Floyd. So yeah, that's a fight for me.